Let's talk Tanya for the 19th of Adar. In yesterday's Tanya, we explained why it is specifically through doing a mitzvah that we can connect to God. Because connection to God, also known as holiness, that is a product of me putting aside my ego and being subsumed in God's unity. And that is really what a mitzvah is. A mitzvah is, it's not about me, it's not what I want, it's not even about what I feel. It's right now I am doing what God wants, and therefore at this moment, I am just being an expression of God's unity when I am doing the mitzvah, and this is how I connect to God. But we asked the question yesterday, okay, so we need to do a mitzvah to connect to God. But why do I have to do a physical mitzvah? Why do I have to wash my hands to eat bread? Why do I have to put up a mezuzah? Why do I have to give charity? Why do I have to light Shabbos candles? Why can't I just do mitzvahs that are more spiritual, such as studying Torah, such as praying, such as loving my fellow Jew? If I'm doing them because this is what God told me to do, I am putting aside my ego, I'm being subsumed in God's unity, I'm connecting to God. And in today's Tanya, the Alter Rebbe says, yes, that is true. When you do a mitzvah spiritually, you are also connecting to God. But what are you connecting to God? The spiritual parts of you. Meaning, you're connecting your godly soul, and specifically the intellect of your godly soul, the feelings, the emotions of your godly soul, the thoughts of your godly soul. If you're speaking Torah, also the speech of your godly soul. But you're not impacting the action of your godly soul, which is the third garment, as we discussed earlier on in Tanya. And you're completely not impacting your body and your animal soul, because they really remain out of the picture. So here's an important thing to understand. The godly soul, because it is so spiritual, it cannot control the body directly. When it controls the body, when you are doing a mitzvah, and you're doing it because your godly soul wants you to do it, it is doing it by way of the animal soul. The animal soul is in the blood, and the actual function of the body always has to run through the animal soul, because the godly soul is too spiritual and lofty to be able to, by itself, operate the body. When I do a mitzvah, so what's happening is my godly soul is actually taking control of the body by way of the animal soul, which means that everything is being connected to God. Not only my godly soul, but also the action of my godly soul, my animal soul, its thought, speech, and action, and also my body itself. All of this becomes connected to God. So yes, a mitzvah connects me to God. A spiritual mitzvah connects my more spiritual elements to God. A physical mitzvah connects my physical body and my animal soul to God. That is why physical mitzvahs are so important. But you might ask, okay, so I'm doing a mitzvah. My body is becoming an expression of God's oneness. My animal soul itself also is becoming elevated and subsumed in God's oneness. But I still feel so unholy. And as soon as I finish doing that mitzvah, my animal soul is back at full force. Did I really accomplish anything? And that we will discuss, God willing, in tomorrow's Tanya.